Hey guys, you're Mark the Geek. In this video, I want to share with you guys my opinion about the comments that Shuhei Yoshida, president of Sony PlayStation Entertainment, he was interviewed in EGX 2015 developing conference or session, something like that. And the thing is that he was asked what is going to happen with the PlayStation Vita 2. Is there going to be a PlayStation Vita 2? Yes or no, blah, blah, blah. And he said a couple things that are very, very sad. You know, like for example, PlayStation Vita 2 is not going to happen. And the reason it's not going to happen is that he says that, you know, the rise of smartphone gaming had created an unhealthy climate in which to launch a successor. He also said that people have mobile phones and it's easy to play games on smartphone, which is totally true. He also said that and many of the games of the smartphones are free or free to start, which is also true. He also said that I myself am a huge PlayStation Vita fan. We work really hard on designing every aspect. Touch-based games are fun. There are many games with really good design, but having sticks and buttons make things totally different, which is totally true. And so he kept on saying other things. For example, like, I hope that, like many of you, that this culture of playing portable gaming continues, right? And the climate is not healthy for now. Right now, the climate is not healthy because of the huge dominance of mobile gaming, which in one way I would have to disagree in some ways, because he says that he wants us, the fans of the PlayStation Vita, to be optimistic, right? To keep keeping alive the vision of playing mobile gaming, right? But they are quitting. They are quitting. They're basically saying giving up to smartphone games or to tablet games because they're cheap and they're free. The thing is that Sony is not the only one in this. You know, Sony is not the only device that is a gaming dedicated device. We have the Nintendo 3DS, which already has seen a couple models already, which this one is the latest, which is the one with the stick, and it also needs an update there. The new 3DS with the C stick here and all that, which is an awesome device. The 3D works a lot better than before. And guess what? It's still being supported by Nintendo, even though they are also being impacted by games of smartphones and tablet. They are also being impacted. But guess what? Nintendo hasn't quit. Nintendo keeps bringing first party games to their console. The Nintendo 3DS is their cash cow. It's not the Wii U and it's not the Wii. Obviously, Sony, the attention they have right now is on the PlayStation 4, which is doing great. And that's great that they're supporting it 100%. And PlayStation has been powerful since PlayStation 1. So that's obvious that all their attention they're going to give it to the PlayStation console. On the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, we almost had the same track as this one. For me, it was more successful than the PS Vita. It did get lots of AAA games. It did get a lot of support from Sony first party games like SOCON games, God of War games, Splinter Cell games. Tons and tons of great games that came for the PlayStation Portable. The PlayStation Vita, there was only one wave of AAA games, like one per studio. You know, we got a Wipeout game, that's it. We got an Uncharted game, that's it. We got a Killzone game, and I think that's it. We're not going to see another Killzone game. We got a Need for Speed game, which is a EA game, not a first party game, but that's it. And we also got a couple games, AAA games, that we're not going to see a sequel on the PlayStation Vita. I do not blame mobile devices for this, because keep in mind, there is a market for people that want standalone games to play around with sticks and buttons, not just touchscreen. I love playing video games on my smartphones. And if you've been in my channel, you know that I cover a lot of games for smartphones, and it's because I like it. It's because it's cheap, and it's because it's easy to play. You know, it's easy to take up your phone and play your phone, play your game, whatever. You play a couple minutes and you're done. You turn it off and you keep on going with your life. You know, this is a multi-purpose device right now. The spec-wise completely dwarfs the PlayStation Vita and the 3DS, you know, and it's true that they are being hit by the smartphones, but there's always that community that wants their games, wants their standalone hardcore games on the go. You know, yes, the PlayStation Vita has a browser. PlayStation Vita, you can watch videos, you can listen to music, you can do a couple other stuff, but the best thing that it does is play games. Same thing with the Nintendo 3DS. It does browser, it does YouTube, it does Netflix, it does Hulu, but guess what? The best thing it does is gameplay. And that's the thing that and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people like me that they want a dedicated gaming device. For example, right now the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, which I like both consoles, they both can play video games, right? But they also play, apps for movies, apps for other stuff. They also have YouTube, they also have a browser. But let's be real. If PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2 comes out with no apps whatsoever, I can give a damn. I don't care if the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox 2, whatever they name it, comes out with apps or YouTube or Netflix or browser. I can't give a damn about that. I don't care. I just want to play awesome games on my console. You know, I just want to play awesome games on my console. If I want to watch YouTube, Netflix, Hulu on my TV, I can just get a streaming device like a set-top box, an Apple TV, which is always going to have a better experience than the Xbox or the PlayStation 4. Like I said, the PlayStation Vita and the Nintendo 3DS are two great mobile portable devices that can play games and can also play other apps and browsing and YouTube and Netflix and all that, except the Vita, because the Vita has also been losing YouTube. It just lost Facebook and all that. And honestly, if there's someone to blame, I only blame you, Sony. I blame you, because there's been a couple years already that you've been saying in conferences that the PlayStation Vita now is just an accessory for the PlayStation 4. First thing you guys said was that the PlayStation Vita is not going to be getting AAA games because, you know, money-wise it's not worth it, profit-wise it's not worth it. And that's the first thing you guys said. Then you guys started saying that the PlayStation Vita is basically a legacy device. It's going to be an awesome companion for the PlayStation 4, which is true. And now you're saying that there's not going to be a PlayStation Vita 2 because the climate is unhealthy. The smartphones is the way to go. And of course, developers are going to back away from the PlayStation Vita. If the president itself is not backing up the PlayStation Vita, is being negative about the PlayStation Vita, how the hell do you expect developers to support a platform that the own president is being negative towards to? How? It makes no freaking sense. If you are the president of Sony and this is your baby, you should defend it until the end. You should support it until the end. That's why I always said, I wish Sony treated the PlayStation Vita like Nintendo treats their portable device, their 3DS. I wish, because if Sony did treat the PlayStation Vita like the Nintendo 3DS, it would destroy the Nintendo 3DS. The PlayStation Vita, I totally put it over the 3DS. I love the spec wise. I love everything about it. I love the buttons. I love the screen. I love the the system, the platform, the library of party games that Sony has, which are missing here on the PlayStation Vita. I prefer the PlayStation Vita over Nintendo device, and it's not because the Nintendo sucks. It's not because of that. It's because I prefer Sony first party games. That is it. That's the only reason. But you know, I just wish Sony treated the PlayStation Vita like the Nintendo treats the 3DS, and it's very, very sad. It's very sad. And just today, we just heard that Bro Force, a indie game that was coming to the PlayStation Vita, has been canceled. That really, really sucks. That really sucks. And it's not the first game to do that. There has been a couple games already that has been canceled, the PlayStation Vita version. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the future, there's going to be more games that we were thinking it was coming to the PlayStation Vita, and it gets canceled the same way as all these other games have been. And why is that? That's because of Sony. That's because they see that Sony does not support their device. They see that Sony quit. They see that their own president, their own father of the PlayStation Vita does not believes in it. They see that. So they're not going to support it. That's why the Nintendo 3DS a lot of times get preference over the PlayStation Vita, because they see that Nintendo supports the PlayStation Vita, the 3DS. That's why all the Lego games that we get on the PlayStation Vita are ported from the 3DS. And it's because the 3DS is the way to go. The 3DS is the way to develop. They're gonna make more money here than they're gonna make over here. So they rather make the game for the 3DS than port it, make a crappy port to the PlayStation Vita. And that's because of Sony, because they see that Sony do not support their device, so they're not gonna put their full effort on making a game tailored made for the PlayStation Vita. And that really sucks. So if I would have to blame somebody, I would not blame the smartphone market. I would not blame that. Yes, they get hit by that, but they can make things better. People prefer buttons to play games, and that's a reality. Yes, you can play games here, but I rather play a lot of the games that I play here. I'd rather play it here. Now, one thing that I would like to see, if they don't release a new PlayStation Vita, is a smartphone that you can actually slide and, maybe have real physical buttons, or a smartphone, which they already can do it already. They can sell like a controller attachment that you can connect to the smartphone and play PlayStation Vita games on your smartphone using the controller. That would be good to see. But the thing is, it doesn't matter if they release a smartphone which is totally tailored to play PlayStation Vita games with an attachment. It doesn't matter, because if they don't support the PlayStation Vita, developers are not gonna keep developing for the PlayStation Vita. It doesn't matter if it's a phone. It doesn't matter if it's a PlayStation Vita 2. It doesn't matter. So yes, if I would have to blame somebody, Sony, it's you. You are the one to blame. Don't blame smartphones. You are the one to blame. So guys, that's it for my opinion about this comments that Shuhei Yoshida made about the why we're not getting a PlayStation Vita 2, which totally sucks, because I know Shuhei Yoshida is a great guy. He's an awesome guy, and I love watching him in conferences, and I like seeing him talking. He is an awesome guy, and I'm pretty sure he loves the Vita. I'm pretty sure he loves the Vita, but the image they're portraying towards the PlayStation Vita is not the correct image. Okay, so Sony, if I would have to blame somebody, it's you. You're the reason why a PlayStation Vita 2 is not happening. Do not blame smartphones. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Till next time.